Today's a shit day. Today is a day because I got this. You know what this is? Very unfortunate for you. If you don't know what this is, we're going to talk about it. But before we do that, we are going to have some breakfast. Quick tip, look up How to Make Scrambled Eggs by Gordon Ramsay and you will never make scrambled eggs the same again. So good. Let's go. Basically, yesterday morning I went out to breakfast after I went to the gym in the morning, and I parked my car on the side of the road. While we were in having breakfast, I was walking back down the street and I was in a 1 hour parking zone, and I could see something flailing around on my windscreen, and it would have been close to about an hour. And so I was like, I've gotten a ticket for an hour. Unfortunately, it wasn't a ticket for an hour. Put a yellow sticker defect on my car while I was out having breakfast. And attached was this sheet of paper. Too far. It just says, kind of like somewhat similar to doctor's handwriting. I got back there, basically this says my car, number plate, my name, my license number, that it's registered, it's a defect. The car, it happened at like 10:30 a.m. and the yellow sticker says that I couldn't drive my car after 11 o'clock on that day. So basically you have half an hour to get it home. I've never been given one of these, and to be honest, it's probably a long time coming. This car has been technically illegal for almost the whole time I've had it, but like there's some things that you just usually can get away with, like window tint and stuff like that. But obviously the big ones, air suspension, rims and tires, they're the ones that they look for. And funnily enough, that's exactly what it has been defected for. So repairs are required to be carried out to wheels and tires and the suspension. The following faults were found: suspension to comply with ground clearance of less than 100 mil at all times. Wheels and tires to comply, tires have been stretched to fit the wheel. Basically this, it's a major defect and will now require a full inspection from an authorised unregistered vehicle inspection station. Now I looked that up, and if you're in Australia, that is previously a blue slip. So basically the whole car has to be checked over to be brought back. So for anyone out there that actually knows what that is, it's a load of work. It's just, it just is really, so So I have been looking into it, and it's purely by coincidence. Like, I have nothing against police. Do I think it's pretty dog that the guy booked me and I wasn't even there? It was just my car parked on the side of the street. Yeah, that's I mean, I was parked on a main road, I was fully aired out, so the car's sitting on the ground. You can't get angry at him for that. I kind of asked for it, I guess. So basically, long story short, I've been looking at getting this car engineered, which is obviously the way around all this stuff, so that when someone pulls you over, you can just be like, well, you have adjustable suspension, and then you can just hand them a slip of paper that says, this engineer certifies that this suspension is complied with Australian standards, blah, 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 blah. And every time I drive my car, I'd be just thinking about being defected or worried, and so there's no chance in hell that I'm selling this car anytime soon, and this doesn't mean that this will be the end of this build, because that's just not happening. So getting a car engineered, it does take a bit of money. I've been looking into it a bit. I don't know, really. To pluck figures from thin air, from who I've spoken to so far, it's kind of like if you have like a Subaru like this and you want to put like a 6-speed into it, or you want to put a built EJ motor into it, or if you want to put like Subaru stuff into it, it's not that bad. Like it's not that hard to get certified. So that's not a biggie. It's the stuff that like, it's like, oh, I have a MX-5 and I want to put an LS3 in it. Like, firstly, you're an idiot. Secondly, that's going to cost a lot of money because they need to certify it's been all done right. You're going to definitely have to modify the chassis. You're going to be changing cross members. You're going to be changing rear diffs. You're going to be changing everything, and it just wasn't meant to go in that car. That's kind of the track I'm going down now with my suspension. As far as wheels and tires go, we'll have a quick look at the tires now. I currently run a 225 by 35 on a 19-inch wheel, 8.5-inch wide, and then a 225 tire. So when it says stretched on there, like, yeah, they definitely are. Like, you can see the wall of the tire, and then the rim is probably like a thumb, maybe 10 mil, 20 mil. They definitely are stretched, and that's illegal because, I don't know, it's illegal. Like, when I wanted to do it, that's what I wanted to do, because when you air out, it tucks up nicely into that guard, like really nice. Instead of having 225 mil wheels, what I'm looking at doing is actually getting 235s. I believe that's like 10 mil wider. I'm gonna run it by a tire shop first and ask them and just see what the go is. If they go, oh, that's still illegal, or if it's not illegal, then I don't know how much wider I'd want to go than that. So we go from there, basically. I'm not gonna bore you with the process of taking this car back to stock to pass a blue slip. That's going to be just my pain in the ass that I have to deal with. But I think it will be an interesting journey to see what it takes to actually get a car engineered in terms of the suspension, and then hopefully I can just bring the wheels up to being a legal spec, and they're the things that I've been defected on. So I'm going to start making some videos, I guess, on other things as well, but what it takes to get a car engineered, because I haven't seen anyone do it. So I'm going to put in a bit of the homework and then see how we go from there. I think I've done a little bit of research on it online, on forums, on a few other little bits and pieces, and no one really kind of has a definite answer. There's been people say like, oh, like, look, some people might charge $1,500 as a base rate, and then it's like whatever, how much it takes per item you want to get certified after that. So if you want to get wheels and tires certified, I'd imagine that would be pretty quick. If your wheels and tires are within legal limits, then sign off. If they are not within legal limits, what precautions have you taken to make them legal, or why would you certify them? Suspension's going to be a bit of a strange one, I think, because obviously it's the suspension of your car. For peace of mind when you drive in the car, if you can get someone to certified engineered slip, I just think it would be an interesting process to document, because I haven't seen anyone else do it, and I can imagine there's a heap of other people out there in the same boat as me. I know of at least like 10 guys that have been pretty well over because of this, but I think it'll be an interesting thing to do. Let's go on the journey. It was pretty hard for me to make this video, I think, because usually when I make a video, it's something that I'm excited about or keen to do, so it makes it really easy to film because you're keen to get through it and document it. This made me feel sick, to be honest. It was so crap because I've had this great track record of this car, but it's always been in the back of my mind. So yeah, I wanted to just kind of get the ups and the downs out there, and then in terms of the downs, then take us along for the ride and fill you in on how you go about getting a car engineered, so that if you ever get pulled over, you can kind of just give them a sheet of paper that says, you can't touch me. So if you've got any info or any sources or any sort of comments on getting a car engineered, how you've done it, what you did, why you wouldn't do it, why you did do it, why it cost you $45,000 on a car that's worth $6, hit me up, because I'm open to any sort of information at this point, because I have absolutely no clue. Well, I have a small idea where to start, but really I have no real point to go off just yet. But anyway, hit me up. See yous.
Ever since you shut the door on everything we knew, you're too late for love, feeling your trip, love, feeling on love, feeling your trip, love.